Thursday papers where the information is informative for the times. The article, the going to the 10th school cleanup day in the Mount Diablo School District in a particular year isn't necessarily, I'm guessing, a top news item for the newspaper because of their limited space now. So where you're going to see it is in that Thursday Good Neighbor section column, and that's where I pick up most of the information I see and hear about our schools is in that section.
But I think more and more people are, sorry Teresa, canceling their newspaper subscriptions and not getting their from, not getting it through their Thursday paper.
Right. I recognize that, but
Thank
we were
God
talking
you have a
about
blog.
how to get to it.
And those things do go online too, even the Thursday things too.
Well, actually, I've told Teresa multiple times that I learn more off her blogs, for example. I'll hear things first, announcements first over here. I go, wait a minute. So I think it's a resource. It's all our sources. So that's why I was asking about media, how we define that, because I think that'll be important going forward if it's current. Any other things? That was the fastest. If not, we're trying to get out early, isn't it?
You ain't
That's only
seen nothing
4-1.
yet.
Oh,
That's
I
on
see.
5.
We're going to thrive with 5, huh?
So we have, I'm sorry, Barbara is really a detailer in person, and you can just throw the rotten fruit at her. And she said, it's not all finished.
Well, I was going to say, but we didn't get
Cheryl
the 4-3,
probably just
4-4,
wandered
but
off.
I think, we have
I
clarified,
thought it was
expand
fast.
methods of access to communication. Again, that's the website.
No, you can slow down, Steve, and take your...
But also it's the idea of soliciting feedback around the type of information that we're providing. Is there a timeliness to it, and the value of the information that's going out? And again, trying to, figure out a feedback loop to be able to collect, that type of information. So that's 4-3. 4-4 is celebrating and consistently communicate successes and innovations. Again, continuing to utilize the district's Good News newsletter, and as you basically talked about it up here under 4.2.4 is communicate the positive news with also the surrounding news medias, and then also utilize board meetings to recognize and celebrate student and school successes. And then lastly was digitally monitor and report progress on the strategic plan. So, and then you set district board goals based on the strategic plan, provide regular updates through existing newsletters, district and school websites, and board meetings around meeting in schools.
That is something, I actually think this, what I like about this kind of discussion we're having here is it's more around what we're doing as a whole district and some of the good things that are going on in the district. And I'd like to see that at board meetings where we actually are coming forward and reporting on progress made, and that we actually have some positive things and some targeted areas. I mean, I really see it as a piece of a board meeting. A board meeting, shouldn't just be all bickering and negativity. It should actually be talking about education and student learning and, how we're reaching out to stakeholders. So I would see it.
Madam President, we're going to have to do it a little more quickly then, because nobody's going to care at 12:30 at night.
We're not doing that anymore. What did we talk about, Steve? On Tuesday we had an agenda meeting.
I'm not making any predictions.
I said people are kind of exhausted if we continue this way. But we can't predict, we talked about that. But yeah,
It would be nice to condense them a bit.
they're dropping like flies. That was our goal on Tuesday. I said we had Common Core standards presentation and then EL master plan. I said it's got to be one or the other because they're both so important. We'll be here till 12:30. So unfortunately we have to stagger them. And then I put in an hour for bickering, I think was in there. 2, I don't know what it was. All right. No, I'm just kidding. I know. We're going to have a big group hug.
Anything else? Anything else on the clarifications?
Okay. Oh, look, Brian, that's probably you. He's hanging around till the end going, okay, how fast can I talk?
Yeah,
5 is
office, we're
optimal
always
operation.
last. So yes, 5 are optimal operations and infrastructure.
fiscal and human resource policies that maximize our resources, generate revenue, provide accountability, accomplish our priorities, and also keep the budget in a balanced state, and to work in partnership with our employees, parents, and community to be results-oriented and involve all of our schools, departments, and community groups. And so within the sub-goals, 5.1 to 5.5, the team, which, by the way, it's the same team that did 3, so Julie and Carrie and Lori and I, we did 3 and 5 together. As we were looking at these, they basically fell into 2 categories, financial resources and our facilities. And so 5.2, 5.4, and 5.5 all end up falling under 5.1. And then 5.3, which is facilities, is the new 5.2. So as we go through 5.1, you'll find that the old 5.2, 4, and 5 are all individual bullet items under 5.1 because they really support the main focus of our financial resources, which is placing our priority on educational needs and programs when we're making our financial decisions. Because whether we're aligning our district-wide initiatives, our site plans, our expenditure plans, and taking a look at how those play into the board's goals and the strategic plan, it's really all supporting the educational needs of our students. Really, that's what's the driving force of our resources. And so really that first, what was 5.2 is really sort of the first sub-bullet of 5.1. It's really how we focus and align things so that we're meeting our overarching goal, which is meeting the educational needs of our students. And then the old 5.4 is now the second bullet under 5.1 about developing and updating our comprehensive short and long-term plans to anticipate and address our enrollment trends. Again, our enrollment drives our financial resources. To an extent, it also drives the way that we utilize our facilities, but so it's part of the planning for both, but really it's part of overall how we run this district. Even under the new local control funding formula, everything still drives off of our ADA. So it really is getting a good handle on our resources and what we're going to have available based on how many students we're going to be serving. The old 5.5 is now the third bullet under 5.1 regarding ensuring our fiscal stability and accountability and being effective stewards of our financial assets and our funding resources. The key there is just really making sure that while we have the goals and we know where we've allocated things, making sure that we're using our resources wisely and that we're not being wasteful, that we're being effective in the way that we manage what we're doing. And then finally, and I apologize, I just realized there's a word missing in this sentence. On the fourth item that was added, developing opportunities to maximize, you can insert the word resources here, and align state and federal mandates with the strategic plans and annual board goals. One of the overarching categories talked a little bit about generating revenue and maximizing our resources. And so looking for opportunities, other funding sources that may be out there that we might be able to match with a state or a federal grant of some type. Or as we're looking at how we're going to implement those special funding sources, how do they play into our strategic plan and how we're meeting the educational needs of our students? And really keeping that focus as we're going out there looking. Not necessarily is every grant you can apply for always a good deal. Sometimes it may require a matching of dedicated funds that you've already dedicated to another purpose, and unless you're willing to shift it away from how those resources were already supporting student achievement, not always is a grant a good thing if it comes with a string that you can't tie yourself with. And then the second significant item under 5 has to do with our facilities and ensuring that our infrastructure supports and enhances student learning. Oh, sure. We can get by.
Yeah, take a run.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
He was.
Very nicely done there, Brian.
Absolutely.
For a couple things for me on just the 5.1 aspect of it. One, I do think that we need to focus on, we've seen very apparently security plan both from an IT standpoint, as well as looking at Newtown and Sandy Hook and what happened there, and I think providing more guidelines. I know each school has a site plan, but when I've been out and talked to people at PTAs, PFCs, site councils, and principals, they've often said,